got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me.
Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos. Thanks for tuning in, or whatever it is you do with a podcast. I guess you really need to tune in. You just kind of play it. I figured I'd tell you guys about a road trip that I took this past week with my son. Because it was amazing and interesting. I learned a lot about myself, and I don't know if it's getting older that's caused it or what, but it was really interesting, right? So I live in Los Angeles area, and just north of Los Angeles, and you know, San Francisco is not that far away. It's like, I should know the mileage exactly. It's like, let's say like 300 miles or something, give or take. And I've done the drive a bunch in my life. Probably, I don't know, six times maybe, up and back. So not a lot. My buddy Jeff, musician, used to tour up and down the coast, and I bet you he's done that drive 100 times. It's a really beautiful drive, actually. I mean, if you hit it at the right time. Now, you can take the really super scenic route, which is up the Pacific coast the whole way, which I don't think I've ever done that because it's so long. It's like, makes the trip really long. It's like at some points, it might not even be open all the way with mudslides and stuff. Over the past couple of years, it's always under construction, but I've been on most of the cool parts of that drive. On the one up in Monterey, and I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. That's why they film car commercials there. That's why people go there. It's like a breathtaking, beautiful scene if you like oceans. It's really just amazing, and there's parts of it that are just incredible. There's parts of it that are, kind of frightening. They're like thin, and they're high up over the ocean, and it's just really interesting. But we didn't take that scenic route. You can take kind of a scenic route of, not that you care, but if you ever come out here and you the one is the one that goes up the coast, and the 101 is the one that kind of goes up the coast in parts, but then cuts over into the middle, and kind of goes all the way up. A lot of people take the 5, which is inland a little bit, and I hate taking the 5. It's just ugly. There's nothing to look at. If you're going to be in the car for that long, I'd like to have something pretty to look at. And I don't know, I never get tired of looking at the ocean. So anyway, we took the 101, which is the middle route. So you have some beautiful views, and then you have some boring parts, but there's this one turnoff, and I think it's called Route 152. Doesn't matter. It takes you to this beautiful lake, Casitas, I think, in the middle of California, in the middle of this drive. I mean, again, just beautiful, like just unbelievable views, and campgrounds and stuff. And so there's beautiful parts of the drive, but I've done it before. And I don't know, I thought I would be way more into the road trip part of it than I ended up being. It got really, really boring. And I just wanted to, go to San Francisco and be with, I was visiting a really good friend of mine. And I just felt like we were wasting time because I know that you can fly there in like 40 minutes. So, some of the super boring parts, I was a little surprised at myself because I used to really enjoy road trips. And, you know, it was cool because I was getting to hang out with my son, but he got bored too, you know. And maybe I did it wrong. Maybe there's better ways to do the road trip, but we wanted to get there at a reasonable hour. I mean, I think, you know, maybe when I was younger, a road trip without another human with you, you're kind of on your own time if you get there when you get there kind of thing. So maybe that's it. Maybe there was some responsibility weighing on the idea of just a fun road trip or whatever. But anyway, we got there. It was great. Amazing to be back in that city. I love that city. And I've always gotten to see new, different parts of it that I've never seen before, which is really cool. I don't know. I think I've spent a good amount of time in San Francisco over the years living out here. There's nothing else like it. You know, I was trying to explain because my son, he'd never really been there, and I was like, man, it's. I think, and I've been to a good amount of cities around the world, and it's one of my favorites. I mean, easily top 5 coolest, neatest, cultural, architectural things to do. It's a cool city, and it will always be a cool city. So I got to see parts of that I hadn't seen before because my buddy lives in a different neighborhood that I'd never seen before. So that was cool. It's neat to see the architecture and stuff. And because I had my son with me, we made it into like a school trip, kind of, not a school trip, but like he had to do a little project about the trip. And so we kind of made it like a photo tour of Southern California. So that was cool. We stopped to take some cool photos. He stopped to pee on a tree because he couldn't hold it any longer. And sometimes there's just nowhere to pull off, you know, but we'll always remember that tree because it was a pretty recognizable spot. It was really funny. So we had a good time. We also went to Alcatraz, which it was so funny because I had to try to remember if I'd ever been there before because I'd been to San Francisco so many times, and I forget which movie it is. I should really remember this, but there's a movie where his name's escaping me now. I'll have to look it up and put it in the show notes, but anyway, it's not important. But there's a movie where there's a tour of Alcatraz. The guy from Saturday Night Live doesn't, the tour guide. Dang it, can't remember. Anyway, I could look it up. I have the internet right here next to me. But that would be rude. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I couldn't remember for sure if I'd been to Alcatraz or if I'd just seen that tour guide joke of a movie. It seems like everybody knows what Alcatraz looks like, but I'd never been there before. And so, first of all, little side note, if you're planning to go, get your tickets in advance. Like weeks, probably. I couldn't believe it was like sold out. I ended up getting the tickets for not that much more money on StubHub, but a little bit more money than they would have been face value. And, you know, that's annoying. StubHub annoys me. Can anybody explain to me how that is not just blatant scalping? And the worst part is the artist or whatever isn't getting that money. StubHub's getting that money. So, like, if you buy a ticket that was $100, but you buy it on StubHub and it's $1,200, the artist only got the $100. The other $1,100 is going to StubHub. And I don't understand how that works. If you've tried to buy concert tickets in the last couple years, I mean, obviously there was no concerts for a while, but if you're coming back to concerts, please take note. And can we figure out why any concert now costs like $1,200 to go to? They're gonna, I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid. And the artist isn't even getting it. So something's wrong. Anyway, Alcatraz. So we go to Alcatraz, take the ferry over to Alcatraz. And man, it was so fascinating. What a wild thing that is, that it exists, that people were that, I don't know, brutal. Like I couldn't, being there was amazing. You can really put yourself in the, I don't know, in the mindset. You have to like kind of put yourself in the mindset of like the 1930s and what the country had just gone through. And, you know, locking up a couple of hundred really horrible people on an island in the middle of the ocean or the bay. I don't know. I don't know why I'm whispering, but like, man, it was, I mean, just dark business. I mean, and they had photos of all these guards and wardens and inmates, and boy, I don't think you would want to find yourself there. And people just, you know, I mean, who knows what went on there, honestly. Like, people used to throw their cars, like, people threw everything in the ocean. You don't think they didn't really keep, I mean, they didn't keep the best records. Maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't investigate it, but all I could think about was like, man, you did not want to mess up here. You know, if you found yourself there, the last thing you would want to do is mess up, because literally they can just walk you down to the ocean and good luck. Good luck, man. Like, it is deep, cold water out there, and hope you can swim, and you're wearing, you know, a cotton prison uniform. Like, boy, it was unsettling to say the least. But also, I think it's important that we see that and understand how crazy and how off the rails humans can be to one another. And the other thing is the cells were just so tiny, you know, and it was just mind-blowing to see that. And, you know, then the other thing is that it was also, after it was a prison, it's a national park now, right? But at one point it was just out there. Nothing was happening. That's how it fell into such disrepair. And Native Americans took it over. And I knew that story, that they had taken it over and declared it their land or whatever and lived out there. I knew it was a protest. I had no idea they were there for 19 months. I mean, wow. It was pretty amazing. And yeah, I didn't realize till now how impacted I was, actually, but like, it was really, really cool. And yeah, it was really, really cool. So I had a great time in San Francisco. It was a perfect taste of San Francisco. You know, we got some sourdough. I got to show my son around and see a trolley car. You know, we went to Alcatraz. We crossed the bridge into Sausalito. Just an amazing, amazing place. And my friend's doing great. And it was great. It was a great trip. And the drive home wasn't nearly as bad, I think, because, you know, we were going home. I don't know, it felt like downhill. I know it's not all downhill, but it was a stupid joke I said to myself on the way down. But I was listening to another podcast, actually. It was called Absolutely Mental. It's Ricky Gervais and Sam Harris. It's very funny, but interesting. Like, they just have deep conversations, and you know, Ricky Gervais is just always funny. So I would encourage you to check that one out. That passed the time really well. Yeah, it's been interesting. Like I said, we're gonna have it's like, why do I keep saying we're? It's me. I'm the only one here. I'm going to have guests soon. A couple of them needed to rebook, and so we'll get that squared away. I don't know if you care. I mean, if I have a guest, I have a guest. I didn't know this was going to be as fun to talk about coming in here tonight. So, yeah, I appreciate you listening. It's nice to come in and remember some of these things. This is going to be an interesting week for me. I guess we'll talk about that next week. But yeah, I'm excited to head into this week, and appreciate you. Thanks for listening.
Under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made